It's always a challenge, trying to being the last speaker of the afternoon. But let me give you an insight first. Rosser Reeves first introduced the concept of USP in 1961, where he talked about brand having a unique selling proposition. In 2020, I would like to bring to your attention a brand that has 3 USPs, not 1, but 3. That is in my opinion. COVID-19 or coronavirus has become a branded virus. The USPs are an acronym for uncertainty, stress, and pressure. Every household around the globe has gone, every office and country have experienced all 3. The brand has become so powerful that WHO had to call it a pandemic. In marketing terms, I would call it a brandemic. It is one of those brands that has wreaked havoc globally. If one were to sit and calculate the amount of free publicity generated in the media since March, the figures would be mind-boggling. As the name has come up 24/7 in every possible media globally. Let me talk about Nepal and bring you up to date on how we have been handling the situation. The lockdown, we are in the 3rd month of a lockdown. The lockdown started on the 22nd of March, 2020. Because of the porous border with India, the influx of migrant workers being very high, numerous cases being detected, the health facilities have been unable to handle this. As a result, the isolation wards are jam-packed. The number of patients far outnumber the quarantine facilities. Because of inadequate facilities, no cases were detected for nearly a month and a half. When testing did start, the numbers have been going up. Yesterday, 90 cases were detected, the highest in a day. The total number now stands at 772 cases. 155 have been treated and discharged with 4 COVID-19 fatalities. The test kits given as donations have not been fully utilized. A scary situation, as this is happening before the surge. The lockdown and flight bans have now been extended to the 15th of June. As of last week, Kathmandu Valley has been completely sealed, so nobody can come in or get out. Next slide, please. The 3 most badly affected sectors, accommodation and food, all the hotels have been shut down, the same with all restaurants and eating joints. On the arts, entertainment, and recreational front, traditional festivals have all been cancelled. The fabric and mosaic of society has been affected, as religion and festivals are part and parcel of Nepalese society. Cinema halls have all been shut, all events have been cancelled. Certain Nepalese stars are sitting at home doing social media videos, basically saying wash your hands, stay at home, etc. On the tourism and transportation front, given the international travel restrictions worldwide, tourism receipts in Nepal are projected to fall by over 60% in 2020, resulting in a loss of foreign currency earnings worth US dollars 400 million. Next slide, please. Let me share with you some stories which will give you a clear picture of the culture aspect of what Nepal is all about. In the midst of the doom and the gloom, there are beacons of hope where people have pitched in to help others. The real frontliners in Nepal's coronavirus fighters are people who, like Arun Saiju and Rakesh Gaiju, they're both here in this picture. Of the volunteer group, they call themselves RNA 16, who have been helping out for the past 2 months at Bhaktapur Hospital because no one else would. A call from the Nepal Army base was different. They were asked to go to Dhulikhel to collect the first COVID-19 fatality and bring the body to Pashupati to the electric crematorium. The authorities in Dhulikhel had asked Bhaktapur to help because no ambulance driver was willing to take her to the crematorium. And this is what Rajesh said. We are here to help people in need, but we believe that even a dead person needs to be treated with dignity and has the right to a proper funeral. What an insight. Once done, they followed all the protocols and destroyed their PPE suits. The same team also carries swab samples for testing, and from time to time, they transport patients to hospital. Next slide, please. This is a story very close to my heart and demonstrates the determination, collaboration, and unity displayed to get things done. More importantly, trying to ensure the safety of fellow citizens so that there is peace of mind. I call it the 60-hour drama, because this drama took place over 60 hours. Here's the scene. 30,000 PCR and 30,000 RNA extract kits donated by the Swiss government to Nepal lands in Singapore. Coordination is required with ministries, Nepal Airlines, the Swiss Embassy, and local agent of Roche Pharmaceuticals to bring these items to Kathmandu from Singapore. My friend and colleague Ranjit Acharya, who heads his own ad agency, decided to take up the challenge. Nepal Airlines was flying to Sydney. A request was made for the flight to return via Singapore to pick up the valuable cargo. Overflying permission had to be sought from 7 countries in 24 hours, an impossible task. As Nepal Airlines was landing in KL to refuel en route to Sydney, it was decided to move the shipment to KL from Singapore. Roche Pharmaceuticals, the manufacturers, stepped in to help with the transfer. Nepal Airlines then informed that they had no cargo intake permission from KL. Now the question arose, should the shipment be moved from Singapore to KL? Ranjit took the decision in 5 minutes to move it as time was running short in Singapore. If Nepal Airlines couldn't take the shipment, plan B was to locate a warehouse in KL with cold chain management to store the shipment. Plan C was to find sponsors to charter a flight to pick up the valuable cargo. Thankfully, permission was granted at the last minute in KL, and the shipment worth $12.5 million arrived in Kathmandu, newly handed over to the government of Nepal. 3 countries came together, Singapore, Malaysia, and Nepal, all working closely in tandem. But why only humans? Volunteers in Nepal have been feeding thousands of animals, cows, monkeys, pigeons, that would have been left to starve and coronavirus stay-at-home orders cut off their usual source of food. Hoteliers estimated that there were more than 1,000 foreign tourists stranded in Thamel, which is Kathmandu's tourist hub. All of them had been confined in their hotel rooms with limited food, resources, even money. However, the Restaurant Association and the Nepal Tourism Board did their level best to help tourists in every way possible. On the trekking trails, trekkers were offered free lodging and free meals until such time they could find their way back to Kathmandu. The Nepal Tourism Board worked relentlessly for over 2 months to get foreign tourists back to Kathmandu and put them on flights back to their homes. The US ambassador to Nepal sent a personal thank you note saying how touched the tourists were by the graciousness and hospitality displayed by the Nepalese. There are several stories also of tourists who did not want to return home because they felt that Nepal was far safer than back home. But in a situation like this, what they did is, as a token of gratitude, they started teaching local skills like graphic designing and farming. Pathao, a ride-share company, became a courier company, making it easier to deliver goods to those in need. Food deliver companies like Food Mandu started doing deliveries for essential goods in tie-ups with online shopping portals. Vegetable delivery companies like Green Growth made it easy for people to stay home and eat healthy. For the first time ever, Nepal Electricity Authority started online payments. So instead of going to their counters, consumers could pay their electricity bills online. Small hotels in Kathmandu provided single rooms with all meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to all health workers so that they were kept safe from their families because some of them were living in small crowded rooms. Next slide, please. Now, what are the takeaways from all this? In every moment of darkness, there are countless moments of light. In situations like the COVID, you will always see the best of human endeavor. Also, in any crisis and collaboration and cooperation always brings about a solution. In the Nepal Airlines case, 3 countries came together to get that valuable cargo airlifted to Kathmandu. It is also, to gain trust, empathy is important. By building a long-term relationship, you cement that relationship. The bond between the tourists and the Nepalese will always be there forever. And lastly, it is important to understand the touch points of your consumers and adapt to their needs. This, the government did take adequate measures to do this. Some of the corporates also did the same. There are other stories where there was another shipment where a private airline and 3 corporate sponsors got together, chartered a flight, and again, got on a shipment from Singapore. I would like to leave with you with a final slide, which basically touches the core of Nepal. It's from Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here.